Okay, I mentioned something earlier that I haven't actually gone over before. The emergency fund. What I have is I've always tried to generally do this anyway, but I set aside €2,000 at the moment for Spain. Spain has a €2,000 emergency budget. Basically, €2,000 will last us 3 months. Um, the reason being is we're 2 months in advance in the rent, so even if we were leaving somewhere, we're actually ahead of the rent anyway. Um, but the Philippines also has another emergency budget. For example, in the last couple of weeks, there was a family emergency where um, a relative died in a motorcycle accident, and we managed to get some money for um, some family to go to the funeral because it wasn't local; it was on another island, etc., etc. But the point is, there's a separate emergency budget for the Philippines. There's a separate budget for the UK. UK one's quite low; it's only about £400 in that one. The reason it's so low is I don't have a car in the UK because I have a company one. Um, Accommodation wise, I'm either crashing at my parents or the company is paying for my accommodation because I work all over the country. Food wise, I don't have many food bills because the company pay for all my food expenses when I'm working away, which is Monday to Friday. So the budget can remain quite low there because I don't really need it too much, um, unless I actually lost my job, which is very unlikely. Um, but it doesn't mean I don't budget for it. I still prepare for it, but right now I've got other priorities. Later, the budgets come up, but for this year it will stay quite low in the UK. But you'll see the Spanish one increase significantly. The reason being is April and the kids are in Spain, so I need to make sure they're safe. The budget in the Philippines has enough for medical emergencies, etc. Because April's parents are there, and we have properties and business there. So the point is, there's different bank accounts, different money for different emergency funds. Ours is quite complicated, but for the average person, the reason these funds exist is that we don't have debt ourselves, but for people that do, and this is why you get into this scenario of keeping an emergency fund, is if you had a credit card and you paid that €2,000 off on the credit card, then your car engine blew up. You then put it on the plastic. So then you're back to where you were, but you have no emergency fund, but you're also a bit demotivated because your credit card's gone up. But if it gone out your emergency fund and you've been ticking away at your plastic and it's been going down a while, and that emergency fund protected you from sticking money on the plastic, it works. It's psychological. It's not actually fixing a problem. It's basically just to separate the two. Because what happens is if you put it on plastic, you get into the habit that it's always on plastic, where you're trying to get away from all that. We don't actually have any credit cards. I could get them. It's just I do not like it. I'm not a fan of bank cards. I'm not a fan of banks, financial institutes. I hate them all. I see their system as a parasite. The housing market issues, financial institute, the economy, financial institutes, all the problems that we're facing at the moment go back to financial institutes. So that's all I'm saying on that. But the reason I brought this up is I didn't mention about the safety net of a account, and the account should always have 3 months minimum in it. Ideally, you're looking to get to 12 months. Right now, it won't reach that this month, but next month it'll already have reached it. And there's a reason for that, because we're actually budgeting for property, so all that money will be sat in the same bank account. Now, you might say, yeah, but you just said that you want to separate expenses from costs. Yes, I do. But at the same time, that 2,000 when we buy the house will still stay in that account. but it does mean that there's extra money in there. There's not less in there. Um, but for most people, if you're one of those people that have a habit of all this money there, I need a new sofa, or wouldn't it be nice if we went away for the weekend? Get a separate account and keep it safe. Give the bank card to your parents. Give it to somebody you know will not touch it either. But it's accessible, but not too accessible. Otherwise, if you can be trusted with it, you can do what we do, which is basically we add to it and just build it up. Um, it's not, it goes up, it doesn't go down. But I mean, like I said, the UK's got a small one, but at the same time, last week my laptop failed, so I bought a new one. I went out, spent £340 on a new laptop, cash, no issues. And I'll be honest with you, I've always bought cash for at least the last 10 years. I've moved away completely from having anything financed whatsoever. Being a cash buyer gives you more ability to get stuff for free, but also you don't have to worry about, well, next month I've got £20 a month to pay on that laptop, or I've got something else, because this is how the cycle of debt works. But if you have no debt and an emergency fund, you can step away from all that. And I will point out, I do need a laptop for work. It wasn't like it wasn't a case I just wanted one. It was a case of I use it for spreadsheets. So it's not a case of, well, could you have done without the laptop? The answer is actually no, I can't. I use it for work, also for my college. But I just want to explain the whole concept of this emergency budget, because I said it as if everybody knew what I was talking about. But at least this one, at least me explaining it, you understand where I'm coming from. And I apologize for the way I sound at the moment. I've got a really, really bad cold. Thanks for watching.